What do the biggest stars do when the attention gets too bright for them? Britney Spears used to be the pop princess, but fame drove her crazy and ruined her life. What part did the media and her own fame play in her downfall? How did a young starlet's dream turn into a nightmare? Stay with us as we look at the rise and sad fall of a famous person whose fame ruined their life. Could this happen to anyone in the same spot? The paparazzi captured photographs of Britney Spears with a shaved head hitting a photographer's vehicle with an umbrella in 2007. These images undoubtedly spring to mind when people think of Britney Spears at a time when she's considered to be distressed. However, there was another moment that was photographed by a swarm of cameras, and it is possible that this moment is even more concerning. It was the month of May in 2006, and Spears was being surrounded by photographers outside of a hotel in Manhattan. She was attempting to balance a cup in one hand while holding her son Preston, who was 8 months old at the time, in her arms simultaneously. During the procedure, she made a mistake, and a later photograph, which was taken through a window, shows her crying while holding her son. It appears that she is attempting to conceal the fact that she is visibly distraught from the rest of the world. Many news outlets chose to ignore this incident in favor of focusing on the fact that Spears came dangerously close to dropping her infant kid when she was attempting to avoid being photographed by pushy photographers. In the wake of the documentary Framing Britney Spears, which was released in February to put light on some of the challenges that Spears face as a result of such intensive and often hazardous and sexist media scrutiny, the image of a young mother who is in a state of distress has become even more powerful. Spears has endured further challenges throughout the course of the years that have passed, and she has gone on to achieve new levels of professional and personal achievement, all while being subjected to an intensely bright spotlight. In the process, she has demonstrated to the general public that we are capable of doing better and has paved the way for young women in the entertainment industry who came after her. A story to give a lesson. In 2008, Morgan Warners, who was a contributor to the Huffington Post at the time, wrote an article about Britney Spears with the heading "Britney's Downfall as Metaphor." Spears, who was experiencing difficulties at the time, was contrasted to the economy of the United States, which was also experiencing difficulties at the time. According to what Warners wrote, the saga of Britney Spears' downfall serves pretty well as a cautionary tale for young American consumers, despite the fact that it may be disturbing. In the beginning, she was a pretty and innocent little girl who was playing fast and loose by requesting that we smack her baby one more time. And then, oh no, she continued to do it. Even so, we did it. Young people in the United States continued to devour her, which was a portent of things to come when savings rates would reach an all-time low around 10 years later. This analogy can appear to be an exaggeration to some people, but only once you have a better understanding of what a commodity Spears was to become. She went from being a kid star on the all-new Mickey Mouse Club to becoming a teen celebrity vocalist. After that, she had to navigate the transition into adulthood, which included marriage, divorce, and motherhood in rapid succession, all while earning millions of dollars. It is those millions that are now at the focus of her nearly 13 years and counting court-ordered conservatorship, which has once again brought Spears to the forefront of the media. The nickname, the Princess of Pop, was given to Spears almost immediately after she appeared in the music video for her smash song, Baby One More Time, in 1999, looking like a young girl wearing a school uniform. The year was a banner year for boy bands, with 98 Degrees, Backstreet Boys, and NSYNC all achieving success in the same year. And while other girl groups, such as Destiny's Child and TLC, were also climbing the charts, Spears brought something fresh to the table with her image of the girl next door who isn't afraid to be a little bit edgy. Back then, it was a scandal, and it was made even more so by a now famous cover of Rolling Stone magazine that featured Spears in 1999. Today, it is commonplace for young women to take ownership of their sexuality and their agency. This interview with Rolling Stone suggests that the singer arrived on the scene at precisely the appropriate moment, as evidenced by the fact that she wrote "Welcome to the New Teenage." The American teen population has reached the kind of critical mass that causes the culture industry to sit up and listen. This is a distant demographic echo of the baby boom that occurred after the war. According to the report, pop culture is being reshaped by the spending power of teenagers, which is filling our television screens with adolescent dramas and our multiplexes with teen flicks. It has also put a perky new beat on the pop charts, where the devotional vaporings of boy bands have vanquished the rowdy rock angst of the early to mid-90s, the author writes. It has also put a new beat on the pop charts. In addition, she continued to appear in publications on the charts and in music videos that were highly provocative. Spears was able to walk in her sexual energy with songs such as Oops, I Did It Again, Toxic, and Gimme More, which allowed later singers such as Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, Ariana Grande, and Camila Cabello to run. Britney should be left alone. This power was accompanied by a great deal of criticism. An event took place during the dark days of frequent news about Spears experiencing a downward spiral, and it was this event that would help influence pop culture. In 2007, a young guy by the name of Chris Crocker published a video to YouTube in which he emotionally supported Spears after she was lambasted for her performance at the MTV Video Music Awards, which was regarded by some to be unimpressive. "A emotional leave Britney alone" was his response to the media after he yelled out, "She's a human," and he brought the media to task. It became one of the first memes, went worldwide, and launched a discourse about fandom, celebrities, the media, and mental health that is still going on today. Crocker reportedly sold it as a non-fiction book for more than $41,000 in April. According to an interview that Reese Witherspoon gave to Time magazine in April, the documentary titled Framing Britney Spears prompted her to contemplate the gap in the treatment that she experienced around the same time as Spears himself. According to Witherspoon, despite the fact that she has also had her share of encounters with paparazzi, she and fellow star Jennifer Garner have been deemed good by the media, whilst other celebrities such as Spears, Paris Hilton, and Lindsay Lohan have been depicted in a negative light. What would have happened if the media had stated that I was anything else? As Witherspoon put it, I would be in a completely different position otherwise. I would like to argue that it is my decisions or the job choices that I have made, rather than that it felt quite arbitrary. Britney Spears, reframing. From the depths of her obscurity, Spears has truly emerged as a shining beacon of light. In today's world, there is a significant increase in both knowledge and conversation regarding the detrimental consequences that fame may have on the mental health of artists. Others have been able to be more open about their own issues as a result of her challenges made possible. Nevertheless, the want to learn more about what is going on behind the scenes with Spears has not subsided, and this desire is shared by those who are fans of her, as well as those who are simply observers. During the hearing for her conservatorship that took place on Wednesday, Spears made a powerful statement about the lack of control she has had over her life. She referred to it as abusive and asked for it to be terminated. She is deserving of the empathy. She is deserving of it, and it will be a part of her legacy just as much as her music will be. If we are able to internalize that lesson, then we will be in a better position overall. Subscribe now for more deep dives into the stories behind the fame and the stars who live them.